Hey guys, it's Spilly and welcome back to Sesh. We are continuing the conversation of the Stauffer family, Myka Stauffer and her husband Jim. If you guys did not see my first video on them about 2 weeks ago, then you should probably go watch that before you dive into this video. The situation has caused a whole lot of panic and a lot of people are in my DMs wanting to get clarification for a lot of the stuff that's going on. So just to debrief here, if you guys do not know what has happened or maybe forgot some of the details, Myka Stauffer and her husband Jim have 5 children, although now that has been changed to 4 children. 4 biological children, and they had adopted a son from China, and out of respect for him, I will not be saying his name or showing his face anymore because this is not even his family anymore. They chose to rehome him. It's disgusting what they have done. They adopted him from China when he was 2 years old. He is now 4. When they went into the adoption process, they said that they were looking for a child that had special needs, and they had heard from a doctor that his condition was much worse than they had originally thought when they decided to kind of pursue trying to make him their official child. And they did not listen to the doctor that told them, hey, you know, this is what you have requested that you guys are willing to handle and bring into your family, and his needs are much more than you said you were willing to take on. I'm just letting you know, I don't think this is a good fit for you guys to be his parents. And she said this in a video, just it went in one ear and out the other, and that is her baby through and through, and she would never rehome a child. She would never give him up. Once they adopt him, that's her child, and nothing could change her mind. Well, here we are in 2020, 2 years later, after they have adopted this child, brought him into their home. He's bonded with their other children. He's bonded with them. They've decided that he is not a good fit for their family anymore. They have said that his needs were too much, and they tried to lie and say that they were never made aware of his condition, only saying that he had a brain tumor, and that's all they knew about, and not that he had severe autism, which they had heard from a doctor that his needs were far greater than what they, were willing to take on, but, in one ear and out the other, and look at where we are. Myka Stauffer's channel had about 700,000 subscribers, and they had a family channel with a good number of subscribers as well. And, the family channel is completely gone. She is losing subscribers left and right because who wants to watch someone that gives up their baby? Like, that's so wrong. You made all these videos, you used him for content, and now you're publicly saying, hey, we're giving him up. We don't want him anymore in our family. He's not a good fit, and someone else needs to take him because we can't handle this anymore. These people would never say that about their own biological children, and that is the issue. It's like she has made videos saying that her newborn baby that they had after having adopted a son that is going to have extensive medical needs and care by them for the rest of his life. They chose to have another baby, and she said that that baby that they had biologically was one of her toughest children, one of her hardest babies that she has had. But you don't see her giving their biological baby up. I'm just at a loss for words at how they have acted in this entire situation. It is ridiculous. Mainstream media picked up this and, put them on blast for rehoming their child because this is sick. Why are you bringing someone into your home, telling them they are your family, your child, you will never leave them, and then giving them away to another family? In their video, an update on our family, where they decide to finally speak out after months of ignoring the topic and fans wondering where their son is because he was not in any videos, he was not in any photos. They went to Bali and, there was no sight of him anywhere, and people were wondering, hey, where is he? We are worried. They finally addressed it and said that he had been removed from their family and he was now with another family. Articles started to come out that he was actually missing, that they couldn't find his new family, they couldn't find him. And I got a lot of DMs specifically about this article from Daily News with the headline, "Cops Looking for blank YouTuber's adopted son whom she rehomed. Everyone had DM'd me and they were like, oh my God, he's missing. Please, you need to talk about this. So after a lot of research, you guys, he's not missing. He is not missing. When I first saw this, my heart literally fell through to my butt. I was like, what did they do to this baby? Like, what did they do? Did they go to the absolute utmost extreme to make sure he wasn't in their family anymore? Like, I was freaking scared. So after reading through, I clicked on the BuzzFeed article that they linked in this article on Daily News, and it said authorities investigating the blank case say the YouTube famous child is, quote, not missing. The Delaware County Sheriff's Office in Delaware, Ohio, where they live, they had to issue a statement because people were so concerned that he was actually missing. So this is a statement that they put out. They said the Delaware County Sheriff's Office has received several inquiries regarding the welfare of a local 5-year-old child who was recently given up for adoption. This child is not missing. Our primary concern is for the well-being of this child as well as the other children in the household. Our investigation is ongoing and will include contact with all children to ensure their safety. All adoption cases are confidential and must go through a thorough process with specific requirements and safeguards. In private adoptions, there are the same legal requirements that must be adhered to. These include home studies as well as background checks on the adopting parent or parents. In this case, we are confident that the appropriate process is occurring. In addition, both parties are being represented by attorneys to ensure full compliance with the court process. Due to confidential nature of this case, we will not be releasing any specific information or further comment. Because there was an investigation going on in the family, people really just jumped and assumed that he was missing. And also there was information that was released because he was not actually adopted in the same state as he was adopted originally. So, the Stauffer family lives in Ohio, and apparently he was adopted to a different state, which I'm sure made it harder to find. And in a lot of the BuzzFeed articles that I've been reading, they have 3 different ones so far. It seems like they didn't really know at first how this adoption went into place, because in some states it is illegal to give up or rehome a child, but apparently all of the proper steps have been taken according to the sheriff's office, and they do believe that everything was legally right, and that just to put everyone's mind at ease, his new family was checked out, and they have been investigated, and it seems like the investigation is ongoing as to if they are a good fit, if they have a good home, and also if the Stauffers are good parents to their biological children, which no one is saying that they're not. It's just that, that is a cause for concern if you're willing to give up a child. Although I really just do think that this is a whole issue between they just did not have the same connection with him as they did with their biological children, which is absolutely sick, because when you go into adoption, that is your baby, like Myka said in the beginning, through and through, and you don't give them up. It's literally like giving birth to them. Like, you are connected for life. But this whole situation is so sad, and to have it online, I can't imagine these kids how they feel still at the home. If they think, what if I'm next? That is what literally makes me want to cry the most, thinking about their children that are left in the home and wondering if their parents would possibly ever give them up. And oh God, that is just fear that I cannot even imagine. Under the video that they had posted talking about this whole situation, Myka actually posted a little bit more after getting a lot of backlash, and I believe it's actually deleted now, but this is what it said. We would never just give up a child with special needs. This is a personal matter to child. It had nothing to do with he just had autism. Multiple scary things happen inside the home towards our other children, and if these events happened with one of our biological kids, after all the help and after the behaviors we witnessed, sadly, we would have no other choice than to seek help and get their needs met. Blank wanted this decision 100%. We saw that in family time with other people. He constantly chose them and signed and showed tons of emotion to us and let us know he wanted this. Blank never had a say in his adoption, and he needed more help and also wanted this, and we know that 100%. So they are saying that their non-verbal, let's get this straight, non-verbal adopted child told them that he wanted to be rehomed and he wanted to be adopted by other people. Sure. Like, are we really buying that? And she's also saying that he signed this to them and showed this to them when there's a lot of photos going around of them having his hands taped because he likes to suck his thumb. And I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt of saying like maybe he had chafed his fingers from, trying to soothe himself so often. But then it's like, why would you put duct tape on a wound? But anyways, I don't think a child can sign to you if their hands are taped, but I can't even fathom. And then for her to say like, this has nothing to do with the fact that he has autism and that he was adopted, we would do this with our biological children. If you go into this further, she says that if this happened with one of her biological kids, they would have no other choice than to seek help and get their needs met, not seek another family to give them away to. I am so sick of this family. Like, this whole thing is upsetting and it's gross, and I'm just happy that he is not missing. So I just wanted to make this video and let you guys know that he seems to be in good hands according to the sheriff's department, and I hope that this investigation can really come to a conclusion and clear up that he is truly in his forever home and this never happens to him again, because this poor baby does not deserve any more trauma in his life. For a child that already had trauma before he was even adopted to the Stauffer family, then to get re-adopted, I can't. So let me know, have you guys heard anything else? And if you guys have been keeping up with this story, thank you guys so much for being concerned about his well-being and sending me all those DMs. I love you guys so much. Stay safe yourself, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.